I've told a lot of hip-hop stories, but this one still sits heavy.
Do you guys still talk, or is it kind of a little resistance right now because
I ain't spoke with him in about a month.
Because the fallout between Lil Wayne and Birdman wasn't just about money. It wasn't just contracts. It crossed into territory that hip-hop rarely wants to admit exists. Allegations of betrayal, whispers of hits, and a moment where it looked like Wayne was ready to retaliate.
During the call, Birdman is saying, time for you to come out here and get your money. You did everything you could do, boss. Now,
and he's calling
according
from
to
jail?
This is where it all really changed. The night the bullet spoke. April 26, 2015 started like any other tour stop. Wayne had just finished performing at Compound nightclub in Atlanta. The crowd was wild. The energy was normal.
I believe that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Birdman really loves Wayne in that way. I believe that he would not want Lil Wayne harmed in that way, and I don't think he would associate with somebody who tried to do harm to Lil Wayne.
Nothing felt off. But around 3:30 a.m., as Wayne's convoy pulled onto I-285 North, everything exploded. 2 tour buses, 12 people inside, and suddenly,
to Alvin Lewis, he's saying that Birdman promised Jimmy Winfrey $250,000 and a Porsche, and that was for the shooting.
Where's he getting this information from?
I have no idea.
Exactly, man. You can't be believing these second, third hands.
gunfire. Multiple shots rang out from .40 caliber and 9mm handguns ripping through both buses. Glass shattered, metal sparked, panic hit instantly. By some miracle, nobody was killed. But make no mistake, this wasn't random.
That's introduced me to Wayne. So when I first met him, he became like my son. Like, you know, in New Orleans, we don't have fathers a lot.
The shooter and the threats. Police quickly zeroed in on Jimmy Pee Wee Winfrey, an affiliate of the YSL Bloods and the tour manager for Young Thug. Witnesses said Winfrey had been seen earlier that night with an assault rifle, driving a white 2015 Chevrolet Camaro, and the threats, they were direct. "It's my city. Keep riding around, I'll spray the bus." Law enforcement even escorted Wayne's buses out of the venue because of those threats. But once that escort peeled off near Atlanta Road, Winfrey struck. He pulled alongside the buses and fired multiple rounds before disappearing into the night.
That father, son.
He had all the autistic at 11 years old when he first rapped to me. He was able to flow, able to change his flow.
The calls that raised eyebrows. Here's where things get uncomfortable.
I just smoke, drink in the car. Yeah. I don't write nothing down, so it's just something I do. I record so damn.
Phone records showed Winfrey made 8 calls to Young Thug in the 12 minutes before the shooting, and immediately after, his first call was to Birdman. That call lasted while Winfrey was driving toward the hotel where Wayne's buses were seeking safety. Prosecutors didn't ignore that.
Wayne had like a kiss thing going on.
First of all, my own born son,
Yes.
I would kiss him.
Right.
I know you got a child. You probably kiss him. You probably got a son and you kiss him.
Yeah.
You heard me? I always looked at Wayne as my son, and I always looked at it like, because I was in the streets, and I thought.
The indictment that named names. On July 30th, 2015, Winfrey was indicted in Cobb County on 30 felony counts, including RICO violations, street gang terrorism,
Like for the Sun album coming, man.
aggravated assault, firearms charges. But buried in that indictment were 2 unindicted co-conspirators, Birdman, Young Thug. Prosecutors alleged Winfrey acted to boost gang status and for payment at a time when Wayne's $51 million lawsuit threatened to dismantle Cash Money Records. The implication was clear, even if charges never came. Lyrics, posts, and a leaked call. Winfrey appeared in a Young Thug video waving an assault rifle. Lyrics like "Pop him in the noggin" were seen as references.
It's just, I guess I'm been blessed to be keeping with the uprise with the music business. And Drake just did $1 million, been #1 for the last 8-9 weeks. Nicki in the lab. I got a little situation with Wayne we got to get in order, but I'm looking forward.
Instagram posts showed weapons and threats. All parties claimed Blood's affiliation under YSL. Then, in 2018, a leaked phone call surfaced. The call, obtained during a civil lawsuit by Wayne's bus driver, allegedly had Birdman discussing payment, $250,000, and a Porsche. Birdman's camp immediately denied it. TMZ was told the call had nothing to do with the shooting. No charges were filed. But the damage was already done. From father and son to enemies. To understand how deep this cuts, you have to go back. Wayne met Birdman in 1991 when he was just 9 years old, coming up in New Orleans. By 11, he was signed. By 12, after his stepfather was murdered, Wayne started calling Birdman Daddy. This wasn't industry talk. This was family. Together, they built Cash Money from nothing.
You guys still talk, or is it kind of a little resistance right now because
I ain't spoke with him in about a month.
Oh.
Maybe about a month.
Pressing records, selling hand to hand, surviving the streets. Wayne became the golden child, the proof the system worked. Albums went platinum, money piled up. The world watched them stunt.
Each other every day.
Who?
Man, Wayne, we work right next to door to
Really?
each other at the studio.
That's
Are you
interesting.
serious? How to? So if you're in like Studio A and he's in Studio B, y'all be there at the same time,
Yeah,
and y'all don't talk to each other?
every night.
When the money split the bloodline. But behind the scenes, cracks were forming. Artists accused the label of shorting them. Juvenile left, Manny Fresh left, BG left. Wayne stayed loyal until the Carter Five got held hostage.
I never want the music business to interfere with my relationship with my son anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I love him to death. I raised him. So that's something I personally have to do because I don't ever want that because right now it's affecting our personal relationship.
By 2014, Wayne felt trapped. His album was done, but Birdman wouldn't release it. Then came December 4th, 2014. Wayne took to Twitter. He said he felt like a prisoner. He demanded to be released from the label. That tweet shattered everything.
At some point, we're going to get together. It ain't like we enemies. We definitely not enemies.
Right, I hear you.
In no kind of way. But like I said, at the end of the day, before it's all said and done for me, he's what I came in the game with,
Mm-hmm.
and he what I wanted.
2 decades of loyalty, gone. The shadow that still lingers. The bus shooting turned a business beef into something darker, something potentially deadly. Years later, it resurfaced again during the YSL RICO trial, cited as an overt act of conspiracy. Even then, no charges, just questions. Was it intimidation? Was it betrayal? Or was it a system collapsing under its own weight?
Lil Wayne.
Yes.
What had happened was
It's a lot of moving parts with me and Wayne. And it's important to me that I fix that. I will fix that. And one day, I brought him in the game before his biological still living. I was a father.
What's undeniable is this. A father-son bond built in the trenches of New Orleans ended with bullets flying on an Atlanta highway, and hip-hop has never fully recovered from that truth. From lawsuits to liberation. By January 2015, the gloves were off. I remember when Lil Wayne dropped Sorry for the Wait 2. On the surface, it was a gift to fans still starving for the Carter V, but underneath, it was a declaration of war. Wayne wasn't sneak dissing anymore. He was talking straight to the man who raised him, Birdman, and the label that made him. On Coco, Wayne said it plainly, "All I got is young money, no more Cash Money." That bar wasn't clever, it was final. Cash Money was no longer family, they were the opposition. The $51 million line in the sand. Just days later, January 25, 2015, Wayne filed a $51 million lawsuit against Cash Money Records. The accusations were serious: breach of contract, withholding the Carter V, unpaid advances and royalties, blocking his release. Wayne didn't just want money, he wanted out, and he wanted to take Young Money with him, including Drake and Nicki Minaj. That would have gutted Cash Money completely. Wayne's manager, Cortez Bryant, went public, saying Wayne carried the label for over a decade, and this was the thanks he got. In a Rolling Stone interview, Wayne admitted he and Birdman weren't even speaking anymore. No calls, no texts, no daddy, just silence. Public disrespect, no more filters. By March 2015, Wayne stopped holding anything back. He dissed Birdman in Young Money ciphers. He shouted F Cash Money on stage in Jacksonville. On A$AP Rocky's MS, he made it crystal clear there was no more CM. Then came Free Wheezy album in mid-2015, released through Tidal. The message was obvious: rest in peace to Cash Money.
Some ego, to be honest with you. And I just think, for the business, I ain't gonna let it rest like that. I ain't gonna let the game go when we be on different sides of the coin.
Birdman responded with lawsuits, suing Jay-Z and Tidal for $50 million, trying to block Wayne's independent moves. At one point, Birdman allegedly threw a drink on Wayne into Miami's show. That wasn't business anymore. That was disrespect. Fake peace and real betrayal.
And it all gonna self-explain itself, and I ain't come here to explain that. I just came here to be a part of your show, and it's nothing I can't really explain, but in due time, what I can tell you is, at some point in life, you're gonna see me and Wayne working together.
In January 2016, fans thought things might be fixed. Wayne and Birdman reunited at Drake's New Year's Eve party, performing together. Birdman called him his son again. But the peace didn't last. By March 28, 2016, Wayne filed another lawsuit, this time against Universal Music Group for $40+ million. Wayne claimed UMG was diverting Young Money profits, money generated by Drake and Nicki, to cover Birdman's debts.
Think about Wayne wanting to leave Cash Money. I wouldn't know. That's only he know what's going on with his wallet and what he's supposed to have or whatever. So I wouldn't know. They've been together a long time.
According to Wayne, his 49% ownership of Young Money was ignored. Royalties weren't properly accounted for. Sound exchange payments were blocked. Advances vanished. Wayne said he felt financially and creatively imprisoned. By September 2016, he was openly talking about retirement.
Kissing them out, bro, forever. Like that's like y'all are forever known as the hip hop couple who kissed each other in the mouth. Like whenever people talk about weird things we've seen in hip hop and how hip hop has gotten so strange and people are accepting of it, that's one of the things they all.
The man who once ran the game felt defeated.
What Wayne actually alleged. Wayne's lawsuits weren't vague. He claimed Cash Money never paid the full $8 million plus $2 million Carter V advance. No royalty statements for Drake's massive earnings. No quarterly overhead payments. No $1 million escrow for Young Money operations.
Wayne did it. And, I remember when I interviewed Terrence Gangsta Williams, and he said he hates that Wayne does that, but it's not like he could really say anything. He's like, but we don't, that's not us. He's New Orleans, uptown.
I can't stand it. We didn't grow up gangbang.
Unauthorized expenses. No creative approval over his own music. Wayne said he generated billions, but was treated like an employee. Meanwhile, Birdman was allegedly pushing newer acts, especially Young Thug is Wayne's replacement. To Wayne, that wasn't business strategy. That was betrayal. The settlement that set him free. After years of delays, courtroom standoffs, and failed negotiations, everything finally changed. On June 7, 2018, the lawsuits were settled. Wayne walked away with a reported 8-figure payout, full release from Cash Money, ownership of his masters going forward, complete creative freedom. His lawyers said it best: Wayne owns his music, he owns his assets, he owns himself. That line hit different. The comeback that proved everything. On September 28, 2018, the Carter V finally dropped. No Cash Money, no Birdman. The album debuted #1, selling 480,000 units first week. Wayne didn't just survive, he dominated. It marked the end of the Cash Money era, but the beginning of Wayne's independence. Can you really heal after that? Birdman publicly apologized at Lil Louisiana Fest in 2018.
They reunited multiple times. The Hot Boys came back together. Tours followed. In 2024 and 2025, they appeared cordial. No lawsuits, no public beef. But fans still debate it. Because when trust breaks at that level, with millions involved, careers delayed, and violence hovering in the background, some scars don't disappear. Final truth. Wayne won his freedom. He owns his catalog. He controls his destiny. Birdman kept his empire, but it was never the same. This wasn't just a business fallout. It was a family separation played out in public. And even now, with smiles on stage, the past still whispers. The cost of freedom. When the dust finally settled, one thing was clear. The influence of money didn't just change a label, it changed Lil Wayne, Young Money, and the entire balance of power in hip-hop. Wayne's success didn't just eclipse Birdman and Cash Money, it exposed the machinery behind the music industry. This feud pulled the curtain back. 360 deals, recoupment traps, ownership illusions sold to young artists who trusted mentors more than lawyers. For years, Wayne was the face of the system working, but behind the scenes, that same system was squeezing him. And when he finally fought back and won, it sent shockwaves through the culture. A win that came with a price. Wayne's victory empowered artists to ask real questions. Who owns my masters? Where is my money actually going? And what happens when loyalty replaces contracts? But freedom wasn't cheap. It cost Wayne years of delayed music, public humiliation, a fractured father-son bond, and allegations that turned a business dispute into something potentially deadly. The empire they built together from nothing nearly destroyed them both. Forgiveness or survival? In the end, they chose peace, not courtrooms, not diss tracks, not destruction. Whether that forgiveness was genuine or simply pragmatic, only they know. Maybe it was healing, maybe it was fatigue, maybe it was two men realizing there was nothing left to win by fighting. But one truth remains undeniable. Wayne walked away owning his voice, his music, and his future, and that changed the game forever. Final thought. This wasn't just a rap beef, it was a lesson about power, about trust, and about what happens when family and money collide. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to check out the suggested videos on your screen right now and tap one of the cards to keep going deeper into the stories hip-hop doesn't like to talk about. This is Hood Secrets, and we're just getting started.